This is the last section of the 4-part training series, Safe Food Sampling and Demonstrations at Farmers Markets and Community Events. I am Megan Baumler recording the presentation developed by Suzanne Dreesen and Kathy Brandt, University of Minnesota Extension Food Safety Educators. Part 1 provided an overview of the 2014 Minnesota Safe Food Sampling legislation. Part 2 highlighted food handling practices to keep food samples safe for your customers. In Part 3, the emphasis was on cleaning and sanitizing requirements. In this last part, we will discuss the temperature control of food as well as the location and the construction of your sampling stand. Please pause the video at any time to take notes or replay a certain slide. Are you serving food samples that are normally consumed hot or cold? Your customers want samples at the appropriate temperature. If the food is to be served cold, serve it cold. And if it's to be served hot, serve it hot. Think about your equipment needs. What equipment do you need to keep cold food cold or hot food hot? The temperature of the food is critical for food safety. This thermometer shows that the temperature danger zone is between 40 degrees and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. If perishable food is kept in this temperature range for more than 4 hours, bacteria can grow and multiply and make somebody sick. To prevent this from happening, use a food thermometer. Thermometers are an important tool to ensure that food is kept at safe temperatures. Put an appliance thermometer in your cooler. Bring and use calibrated food thermometers to check cold holding, cooking, and hot holding temperatures of your food product samples. Check the temperature of the food with a food thermometer at least every 4 hours to ensure that it is at the proper temperature. If the food is in the danger zone, it needs to be discarded. In addition, discard any leftover food samples at the end of the sampling event. A final cooking temperature is required for all the products that you are cooking. Be sure to use a food thermometer to verify the internal product temperature. There are 3 temperatures to remember when cooking animal products: 165 degrees Fahrenheit for all poultry products, 160 degrees for ground meat and egg dishes, and 145 degrees for fish fillets, beef, pork, and lamb, steaks, roasts, and chops. Remember to let these items rest for 3 minutes before cutting and serving. This ensures that the entire product has reached 145 degrees. All of these products can be cooked to a higher temperature. The temperatures listed here are the minimum internal temperatures for food safety. Keep hot food at 140 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter after it has reached the safe internal temperature. Use hot plates, electric skillets, or propane grills to cook and keep hot food hot. You cannot use a domestic or household slow cooker to hold hot foods. These are not allowed under the Minnesota Special Event Food Stands requirements because every time you lift the cover up, it takes 20 minutes to heat it back up to temperature. Commercial food service grade warmers work well to keep cooked food hot. Always keep safety in mind. Check with the market or event manager about local electrical and fire code requirements. For example, if you are using a propane tank greater than 20 pounds, you may be required to get a permit from the local fire department. The city of Minneapolis requires one. Whenever you're cooking, a fire extinguisher is required. Grills need to be roped off 4 feet from the public to prevent injury from burns and splashes of hot grease. Let's focus on cold food. What equipment do you need to keep cold foods below 40 degrees Fahrenheit? Coolers are allowed to hold cold food for less than 4 hours. If you'll hold cold food for longer than 4 hours, then mechanical refrigeration is required. Electric coolers with battery packs or plug-ins are considered mechanical refrigeration. Coolers need to be durable, leak and absorbent proof, and cleanable with tight-fitting lids. Fill coolers with ice packs or ice jugs. Bags of ice are not allowed for food as they can leak and be a source of contamination as the ice melts. Place an appliance thermometer in each cooler that you use. You can buy them at a variety of discount stores. The food inside of a cooler should be at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or colder, so the appliance thermometer should read 36 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Depending on what you're sampling, you may need more than one cooler. You should have a cooler for raw products and a separate cooler designated for ready-to-eat products. Plan ahead so that you have enough cooler space for all items that need to be kept cold. If you're serving a beverage that you add ice to, like a kale smoothie, you'll need an additional cooler for the ice. Ice for beverages needs to be purchased from a commercial source. You cannot use ice from your home freezer or the office ice cube tray. If you dispense ice, you'll need to use an ice scoop and have a container to hold the scoop when it's not in use. It's not okay to put the scoop into the ice in the cooler. Locate and construct your sampling stand to protect from environmental and human contamination like bathrooms, porta potties, and petting zoos. Food preparation and cooking areas need to be protected from the public by a food shield or distance separation such as a table. Think about the surface where the stand will be located. Is it on a surface to control dust and mud? Acceptable flooring surfaces include vinyl, sealed wood, concrete, or asphalt. If you're on grass, dirt, or gravel, you'll need to cover that surface with a non-absorbent mat, rubber, or sealed plywood to control contamination from mud or dust. A canopy, tent, or other overhead protection is required and must be secured to prevent it from flying away in a windstorm. If there is adverse weather conditions, you must stop the food sampling or demonstration event. Design your booth with food safety in mind. Draw a map of your layout. Think about the safe flow of food. Go from clean to dirty and ready-to-eat items versus raw food. Protect food and equipment from insects, flies, and dust. Make sure the hand washing station is accessible and not blocked by your equipment. Store totes, coolers, and equipment off the ground on pallets, tables, or shelving. Store food and equipment away from all chemicals, including sanitizers, sunscreen, and insect spray. Even though you do not need a food license to provide product samples, your sampling or demonstration stand and vehicle is subject to inspection. Some jurisdictions charge an inspection fee even if you are exempt from licensing. Also, some delegated agencies have stricter ordinances for special events food stands. You can find your regulator by searching the Minnesota State and local environmental health contacts on the internet. You are responsible for the safe disposal of all of the water and materials you use to prepare and serve food samples. This includes paper towels and water from washing hands, water from dishwashing, and containers used to dispense the samples. If you have any grease, allow it to harden and place it in a garbage container. Wastewater and grease cannot be poured on the ground, in creeks, ponds, rivers, in the street, or downtown, or downstreet, or storm drains, because that water does not go through a wastewater collection system. These improper disposal methods can contaminate water in the environment and attract pests. At the end of the day, place all the garbage and paper waste into a refuse container with a tight-fitting lid. Collect the wastewater, cover it, transport, and dump in a designated wastewater collection system like a sink drain. Just like camping, if you bring it in, you bring it out. Some bigger markets and events provide liquid or solid waste receptacles for your use. Check with your markets about what they provide. You'll find additional resources to help you plan, prepare, and serve safe food product samples. On the internet, search for the University of Minnesota Extension Safe Food Sampling. Open the page and scroll down to Resources to view or download the resources shown here. This concludes Part 4, the final section of this 4-part series, Safe Food Sampling and Demonstrations at Farmers Markets and Community Events. Thank you.